Good evening. I'm saying good evening because I don't normally video at this time of night, but it is actually evening, but everybody else is at work, so I'm just making the most of it because I had a parcel arrive, which, as you can see, I've already had a little bit of a route through it. Now, this is a parcel from Shein. Now, I have had things before, but I was sort of umming and ahhing, should I? Because you know what pictures are like. You see a picture and think, oh, it's a so-and-so, and then you find out it's not at all. But so I was a little bit reluctant, but I'd seen these little bags that I thought might work for the smartdoll. And I'm like, well, they're not very expensive, a few pounds, that's all they are. So I decided to go on Shein and have a look, which of course I bought more than just the little handbags, which are in here, and I have had a sneak peek. Quite impressed actually, so I'll get to show you those in a second. But I ordered some other things. Some of them are sort of Sindy size. Sindy, she's that side, and that side actually. Some smart doll size, some doll's house size. So there's a mixture of little bits and pieces. I did order myself a cardigan as well because I was curious on the sizing, because sometimes the sizes are a little on the small size if they're not sort of UK sizes. And I went for it, and I must admit, I got a little cardigan and it was £6, and I'm actually quite pleased with it. So I might consider it again. I get the impression though, if you order clothes, because that came through super quick, they actually have a warehouse over here in the UK. Whereas this little lot didn't take much longer. I would say probably about 10 days, something like that. So I was quite quick, and then it came Royal Mail. So that's who delivered it today. So you got all tracking numbers and everything. So yeah, I will probably do it again. I've not had a thorough look, so I've not tested the quality, things like that. I thought I'd wait for that for you guys. So we're going to go top down and have a look what I've got in my little bag of goodies from Shein. Is that how you pronounce it? Is it Shein? Is it Shein? I don't know. I think you know where I mean though. I'll see you in a second, top down. So let's have a look what I've got in the bag. As you can see, I'm terrible with parcels. Look at that. That's me opening a parcel. Right, so I'm just going to take everything out. We've got lots of little bits and pieces. As I say, it's a mixture. I got doll's house size, smart doll size, sort of Sindy stroke Barbie stroke Blythe, sort of 12, you know, sort of 10 to 12 inch doll size. So I've got a mixture here. The first thing I'm going to look at though is the bags for the smart doll, because it was an advert that was on, and you know what it's like. You see an advert on Facebook or something like that, and you're like, you know, is it really going to be like that though? Now this whole lot, I've just gone on to try and look at the prices so I could tell you them individually, and on the invoice they do for you, it's a general invoice, and I couldn't find individual prices. And you know what it's like on these sites anyway. You'll go on them and it'll be a different price to what I've said anyway. But I paid £23 for this lot, including a £6 cardigan. Not bad, we say, as long as the items are what they said. So these are the two bags. Now, just looking at them like that, I'm impressed. I am impressed. So let's have a proper look. They're keychain bags, basically. So they're for people to buy and pop onto the, oh, I'm throwing it away, onto their bags. That's why we've got all these little bits and pieces, but they're easy enough to take off. That's not a problem. Or you could just take part of it off and maybe hang a little bag charm, something like that. We've got like a little faux scarf on it. Again, it's easy enough to take off. It's not a big deal. I love the colour. I thought that was so nice. It is only a handbag, so it doesn't sort of go over the shoulders. But again, I suppose, you know, a little bit of effort, you could make that happen. So let's have a look. Oh, it's just got some stuff in inside, if I can get it out. It's just a lump of foam, basically. But it is a proper functional bag. It does have structure. So you've got all this, and it does actually look like it's a proper bag. I'm quite impressed, actually. Now, I've got my pear doll here at the side of me. She's still in her Easter outfit, so apologies for that. We never seem to get around to changing outfits very often. So here she is, with a wee bit too close. But if we sort of bring her arm up and imagine the bag size, I think that's pretty good, don't you? I'm quite impressed with that. That's a nice size bag, and if I did put a strap on it, it would make a nice sort of over the shoulder bag. But look, she's holding it quite well, and yeah, I'm pleased with that. It doesn't go with her outfit at all. The other one might do a little bit more because it's a pink one. So while she's there, shall we open the pink one? So this is, well, somewhere, the opening. Where's the opening? There it is. Same sort of bag. We've got this faux little scarf, which could be used for something. I'm not quite sure, a hair tie or something like that. Now, this time we've got a little turn, and it does turn. It's not fake. Look, it's a proper little turn. It has this little bit of stuffing inside there. Again, keychain, easy enough to take off. And I think this colour goes a lot nicer with her Easter outfit that she shouldn't really be wearing because it's not Easter now. So I think they work really, really well for the Smart Doll. I am more than happy with that sort of sizing. I think they were somewhere around maybe £3 to £4, something like that. But yeah, they're nice. I mean, it's just it's a faux leather, which suits me better than a real leather anyway. So yeah, I love them. I'm pleased I've got them, and I would consider getting them again. And because I've already ordered from this company, on the invoice it takes you to the company, you know what I mean. So if I wanted to go back and order some other colours, I could do. I think they're really nice. You know, my dolls have got way more handbags than I have. I mean, it's ridiculous. But yeah, I actually think I favour the orange one. Just doesn't go with their outfit at the moment. So I'm going to pop her to one side because there's nothing else in here that I would class as Smart Doll. But I do have a Sindy doll here, which I've brought out. It is one of the newer ones. It's the Kid Creations ones. Same size. They're all roughly the same size, aren't they? So let's see what I got for this size. To be honest, I think there was only the one. Oh no, they've got a couple of things. This one was first. Again, a keychain. It's amazing how many keychains make doll accessories. I think this was something silly like 50 pence or something random like that. I know it wasn't much because, as I said, the total isn't much, is it? So it obviously looks like a little Stanley mug, Stanley cup, whatever you want to call them. It's a little rubbery one. It's not a functional one. This will come off easy, but I still think it looks cool, doesn't it? It actually looks. In fact, shall we take this keychain off? You can normally do there we go. That was easy. Keep that. Be useful for something. Make a little necklace or something like that, even if you don't want to mess about with it. So it does go on a hand. I think that's perfect. I wish I got a couple. In fact, I might. I can see me going back on Shein on payday. I can see me getting a couple more of them because they look quite nice sort of in my Sindy house or just for the dolls to hold, because she holds that quite nicely. I mean, she does have a little bit of a bend, this new sort of style of Sindy. But I still think it'd work well with the others. So, yeah, I'm really, really pleased with that. So, there's one more thing, I think, which is Sindy. Well, it's not technically for her. It's for the house, the Sindy house. But it might get used for the doll's house. I'm not sure because of its size. Yeah, I think that's going to be doll's house. So, we're going to pop our Sindy to one side. And so, what we got up to now? We've got bag 1, bag 2. We have our little faux Stanley mug. Is that a mug or a cup? I don't know. It's that Stanley shape, isn't it? Obviously it's not a real one. So we have some little candlesticks. They are metal. You can see all that. And they've got this sort of plastic looking candle, which I think looks quite effective. So that's going to be going in one of my vintage dolls houses, because that's what I was really looking up. I looked for the bags and then I put in doll's house furniture and I got all sorts of little bits. Some, obviously, I think you can usually tell. Some are terrible quality, you can see that. But some are worth a go, aren't they? Now, this is another one that is for the vintage one, but this is for the outside. And I wasn't sure on the sizing on these. They're a lot smaller than anticipated. But, saying that, they're a plastic with this sort of mock. Can you see it's like a mock whatever, I can't think of the word, mock flower leaves or whatever. But I do think it would be an outside thing, but I suppose really it doesn't matter, does it? I mean, the size of the dolls are about this big, or the Slovenian families, the biggest is this big. So these would probably work as planters. Oh, and I'm throwing one of them away, in different places. And again, for what I paid, I think, again, we're looking around £1.50 probably at the most that I paid for these. I think they look nice. A little bit of decor outside the doll's house, because most of them have got like a little front porch and things like that. Now, going on to gardening again, from here, I got these. Now, I Don't know whether the quality is going to be there for this. It's grass, little sheets of faux grass. I'm going to look at the camera then. And, you know, it's not bad. I don't know how well you can see it. I mean, there's a little bit of a drop there. It's just like a felt backed. But again, if you want to do a tiny area, sort of a porch area or a little piece of garden, these look good. And the grass is really, really nice. You can see it's got slightly different colours in it. So it's not just all one solid green, slightly different lengths as well. So I'm not sure how it's put on. I know you can get like static grass which stands up, and this is sort of standing up like static grass, but I wouldn't have thought you could do this with static grass. So I don't think it is that. So I don't know how they manufacture it, but I think it's, look, you can see it's dropping. I think it looked quite cool. I mean, if I put some of that on the porch area and then pop a little cluster of flowers, something like that, I think that'd look quite sweet. So I'm quite pleased with that. There's 4 pieces in there, I think, or is it 3 pieces? It's 3 pieces. I'm fibbing. There's 3 pieces in there, and again, I think we're looking just over £1, something like that. But it can be expensive to get. They are small pieces, that's the only thing. When you buy the Doll's House sheets, usually they're like a good A4 size plus. But if you're only doing a small area, which is what I've got, these are going to be perfect. So look forward to using those. So that worked. So that's our fake grass. What else did we get? We have a few more things here. This one I knew would be okay. It's just a Doll's House rug. Ta-da! This will go in any of my vintage houses. This is just a standard one you could buy from the Doll's House Emporium, anywhere like that. They're all made like that. That is what they are like, unless you're paying like artisan levels, you know, when someone's actually handcrafted it and things like that. Your basic Doll's House rug will look like that, and I think that's fair enough. It looks nice, nice little bit of detail, bit of colour into the rooms that you're doing. So I'm pleased with that one. So that's a little rug. Now this one, I've not made a mistake per se, because I desperately wanted to try this one. But can you see what we've got? They look like little tiny bunny slippers. And I'm like, oh, they are so cute. But I didn't know whether they went all the way in. And they don't. So that means I'm not sure what size feet we are even going to get in there. I don't think we're going to get any feet in there. The only way I think I'll do it is if I sort of maybe drilled a little bit, but then that's a risk of breaking it, because it feels like it might be a polymer clay. But I'm dropping them now. Even if they weren't on the dolls, depending on what your display is, they'd look quite cute, wouldn't they? Just as a pair of slippers sat by the side of the bed or something like that, just as a little display thing. And they were random colours that you got, but they are cute, so I do like them. I will use them. Not sure whether I'm going to mess about experimenting, trying to do it. I might do, you know. You got to have a play, haven't you? So again, they were £1, £2-ish. In fact, I think they were even less. I don't know whether this is all adding up. It's probably adding up to about 50 quid what I'm saying, but I do know I only paid 23. Now, this is the last box, which again is garden related and Doll's House related. But again, size, I wasn't sure. Now, let's have a look. I've got a little garden set. I think it was sort of classed as, you know, when you get like fairy garden things. So we've got a little table there, which is cute. I like that. And then these, I'm not going to open them. I don't think they're, are they different or are they all the same? These are basically little cut down faux tree trunks, which would be little seats around our little tree trunk or tree top, whatever. What do we call it? A slice of a tree trunk, isn't it? Little seats that would sit round. First off, I thought too small, but you know, I'm not so sure looking at it now, because a lot of my Doll's House things are 1/16, which are smaller. Yes, they are definitely not 1/12. They would be way too small if you've got a 1/12 Doll's House. The only thing is whether it sort of, it could still be a garden thing for children to sit in. But yeah, it is small. It's a little bit small for 1/16 as well. So let's take them all out. Oh, but I thought that one was worth a go. I'm just going to grab something. Right, I have here a Sylvanian child, the one that I did a video of. And let's just see. it's not far off, is it? I don't think, as I say, for the adults or the larger dolls, or to be honest, my Harry doll's not much bigger than that. So it might work. Look, it's sort of stand at the table and you'd put your hands on it. And the little seats, I mean, they could be used just as little sort of like woodland. She's not going to sit down, is she, because of her dress? There we go. Sort of little woodland displays. I don't know. They could use it, stick one of their plants on or something like that. So you could use it for all sorts. That could be a little coffee table, all sorts of things like that. So all in all, I am absolutely over the moon with this little lot. The bags, better than I thought, but be careful, because when I was looking, there was a couple I looked at and I'm like, not sure about that. In fact, I don't know whether you've seen it. Sometimes you'll see they've got something on there. It might be a picture of something and you go, oh, that's really nice. It's a hanging ornament. And you presume it's a 3D item. And it's not. I got caught out on this. It's just a printed flat 2D picture. I mean, it looks impressive. It does look like it's 3D. But if you do read the description, it does tell you. I made that mistake because I didn't read the description properly, but it did tell me. So that was my fault for not checking properly. So overall, well pleased. Tell me if you use Shein, or is it Shein, Shein? I don't know. You'll see how it's spelt anyway on the thumbnail. Have you bought things from them? Have you had good reviews, bad reviews, things like that? Has it worked out for you? I think it's hit and miss. I think you've just got to be careful. Make sure you don't spend too much. Maybe try a few things out like these. And like I said, I know these are okay. And because it's so soft, it would be easy enough to pop a little hole in here and a little rivet and put maybe a chain strap on or something like that. So they're nice and flexible in that respect. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. I think they'll all work. Like I say, the doll's house, Cindy size, or my smart doll. So just a quick video. Hope you enjoyed that. As I said, pop a comment below. If you enjoy the videos, please like, subscribe and share. And I will see you all very soon with another video. Bye bye for now.